right here, right now, you're in the absolute right spot. No matter what you've been asking for, no matter what you've been praying for, I can assure you this, in the next 60, 70 minutes, your life is going to be transformed. Stick with me, hear me out. Let's do this though, real quick before we get into this. Hey, jump into your chat box and make sure that you move that down to everyone so that when you're chatting, because I see it, I see the questions, I see the comments, I feed off of it, and I want to make sure that you're communicating with everybody, not just with us here as the host and the panelists. So hit that drop down, move it over to everyone. We're going to have a lot of Q&A, a lot of feedback. I feed off of you. I truly, this is what we do. This is what we love. This is what we eat, sleep, drink. This is what we at the Unshakable Investor are obsessed with. We want to help you achieve everything you've ever wanted in your life. And we're going to talk about how that's possible here in the next 60, 70 minutes. So stay tuned, sit down, take your phone, put it on do not disturb, put it in a drawer, hide it, go into an area, tell the kids, tell the husband, tell the wife, whatever, leave me alone. Baby, you've been wanting something different. You've been wanting something new. This guy's telling me this is it. I need to be undistracted. So here we go. Um, I don't have it again, Nikki. Why are you killing me, brother? There we go. Now we just see it jump so many times. So tonight, I'm going to show you the three secrets that I used from when I was homeless with two kids and a wife, where we were literally recycling water bottles, stealing, and I can say this because the statute of limitations is over, stealing coupons out of the Sunday paper just to survive. So what I'm getting ready to share with you tonight, I know will resonate with you. I know it's going to hit home because I was there, been there, done that. But these three secrets that I'm getting to share with you tonight is what enabled me to turn my life around, fund over $1.8 billion worth of deals in real estate, and now work with over 13,000 clients. I want you to be the next one. And I can tell you this, that hard work had absolutely nothing to do with it. But before we get into this, I really need to know where you're calling from, where you're in. So jump in the chat real quick and tell me where you're from, city and state. Jump in here because I want to know when we talk how I can impact your neighborhood. Redding, California, Sacramento, California, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Allen, Texas, San Francisco, California, Lafayette, Louisiana, Columbus, Ohio. Come on, give me all of them. Let's go. There's hundreds of people in Los Angeles, Baltimore, Greenville. Love it. Love it. Frisco. Hey, Dennis, how you doing in Frisco, buddy? Um, Real quick in the chat, though, what line of business are you in and what is your role? Help me understand. I need to know my audience. I need to know where you're at because I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and I need to make sure that I'm literally talking to you specifically. So tell me, what business are you in? What's your role? Real estate, good. Real estate, love it. Private money lender, hey, Ken, back at you, buddy. Real estate investing, construction, love it. Vending, like it. Wholesaling real estate. Dave, you're going to love this, buddy. You're going to love it. Great. Deal maker, creative financing underwriter. Great. Looks like we have the exact audience, Nick. Everybody on your former, there was a retired former something. What was that? Software engineer. Perfect. Love it. This is exactly where you need to be. I can feel the energy. I can resonate with you. The real estate investors, I can guarantee are saying, damn, it's tough out there. I've been in this deal for 31 years. It's tough. But because I've been doing this for 31 years, tonight is going to open your eyes and help you understand how you can become undeniably wealthy in real estate investing without having to work harder.
Somebody said no investor matchmaker.
No investor matchmaker. No, note investor matchmaker. Okay, I think you said no investor. Note. All right, good. I like it. He's a broker that lines money and capital up, people and capital. Have a couple questions for you. Want to see where you're at. Type in your answer in the chat. True or false? True or false? In 2026, the best real estate deals are still found on Zillow and MLS. Come on, true or false? If is the online market still the best place to find the best deals? I mean, come on. It's where Zillow went and bought their, how many deals did Zillow buy 5 years ago? Like $3 billion of property? Yeah, right. You're right. False. The MLS online holds less than 5% of the deals that actually close for a profit. Now, if you're looking for a primary resident, sure. But we're not here today to talk about primary residence. We're here today to talk about profitable deals that we can turn and burn and make money on or grow and build a portfolio with. Question number two, the longer you spend analyzing a deal, the safer your decision is. True or false? The longer you're analyzing a deal, the more due diligence you're doing, the more skepticism you're looking into it, the better the deal is. True or false? True or false? Come on. Come on. Talk to me, team. Come on. False. Speed is your safety. Analyzing is not. And I'm going to share with you why. Speed of implementation guarantees and ensures success done correctly. And there is a qualifier on that, done correctly. But you do not want to spend time, especially right now, with this thin, as tight, and as marginal as the market is. You don't have time to waste. Time is the one asset you can't get back. And if you're too busy trying to get your contractor out there, trying to determine the scope of work, running comps, all this, you're going to lose. You're going to lose because somebody else has got a better tool, better mousetrap like us, and they're going to swipe that deal out. This is where we come in to help you have speed of implementation. Number three, the real estate investors making the most money in 2026 are the ones with the biggest capital reserves. Yes or no? True or false? True or false? The real estate investors making the most money in 2026 are the ones with the biggest capital reserves. True or false? Think about BlackRock, Redwood, Barclays, Zillow. They got tons of capital. We know 3, 5 years ago they were buying up everything on the market when rates were at 2%. But where are they today? That's right. You're right. The top 1% of investors earn 10 times with the bottom 50%, and they do it with less than 10% of the capital. We're going to show you exactly how to be that 1%er. We're going to show you exactly how to turn your life around and live the absolute best life you've ever dreamed of through real estate investing, because that's what I've done.
Byron, you know, I just talked to her.
Hey, Byron, if any of these surprised you good, didn't look like it, like we got a pretty savvy team here, but I'm going to tell you, because you're here, you're in exactly the right place. Here's what I want to tell you real quick about me, and I'm not going to go into a long, drawn out resume, but this is why I feel like I have the right to coach, mentor, teach, and train and guide you through success into the millions of dollars. So I grew up in Stillwell, Oklahoma, little small town outside East Oklahoma, population 3,500, on a dairy farm, and we didn't have any clue about shortcuts. In 1994, I came down here to Dallas, Texas, and I started my first business in real estate as a mortgage lender. And I had about $200 to my name. 1998, I bought a Remax franchise. 2000, I added a title company. And around 2001, 2002, added an appraisal company and was closing over $100 million a year in deals. Over $100 million a year in deals. And then, as we all know, the real estate crash of 2008 happened. And that's where I was then, homeless, recycling water bottles, stealing coupons just to survive. I was going on to garage sales and buying stuff and recycling it on eBay. I was buying things that I could resell on eBay just to put food on the table, put gas in the car, just to keep my family safe, because I had that fiduciary duty. I had that responsibility. And it was tough. When you're doing over $100 million a year and then homeless, and now you're recycling water bottles and stealing coupons and going to garage sales to buy something for $3 or $4 just to sell it on eBay for $5 or $6 to make a couple bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, it was not easy. But I made a vow at that time that as I started climbing back up, when I got back on top and when I reinvented myself and when I reestablished myself, I was going to share it with the world. And so I made that vow in 2010 that, Lord, when I get back, when I rebuild, when I reestablish, and I have a foundation of understanding, of clarity, and knowledge, I want to share it with the world. Here's who we are today. See, that was a prayer that I did on the floor. Many of you have dropped to your knees or in a corner or late at night said, Lord, I am sick of this job. I'm sick of this company. I'm sick of where I'm at. I'm sick of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sick of not finding the good deals. I'm sick of not being able to grow my real estate plan. There's been many, many conversations that you've had the same as I did. And you've shared those and it's been heard. And that's why you're here tonight. That's why you're here right now. You've been brought to this opportunity because your prayers are being answered. And I'm going to work with you on this. See, there was three things that I wanted, and I can assure you these are the same three things that you want. I want to be able to provide for my family. I didn't need to be wealthy again, but I needed to be a father. I needed to be a husband. I needed to be a provider, and I didn't want to continue with stress. And I knew that real estate was the right vehicle. It always has been. See, everybody needs a place to live. I've always known that. And so how could the crash happen and it not just be true Armageddon? It was baffling. But as I grew through that, I knew I needed to get right back into real estate. And so through that, I knew I was going to be able to establish and create a real estate career again to provide for my family. I wanted financial security. See, you have to have a commodity that everybody wants in order to have the ability to grow and scale and make money. And real estate was one of those vehicles. And then I wanted to be happy again. I wanted to have fulfillment, happiness, joy. My girls were growing up. Eventually they were going to get married. Eventually they were going to have grandkids. And I wanted to be able to enjoy every second of every minute of that. And therefore, I knew I had to do something different and build and grow. But I had this barrier just like you do. How do I do it? Where do I go? And the barrier is the same thing you're hitting right now. See, the rules have changed. And not many people have shared with you how to overcome that barrier, how to adapt, overcome, and excel. And we're going to share that with you tonight. See, I understand, and you probably do too, that you got to fish where nobody else is fishing if you want to feed the multitude. So I started rebuilding. I started doing fix and flips. I started buying real estate and started growing and building. And in 2015, I launched Global Integrity Finance. 2019, I was awarded from National Private Lenders Association Lender of the Year. And in 2022, right after COVID, we were named Inc. Magazine Top 100 Fastest Growing Companies in Real Estate. And at that point in time, I knew that my prayers had been answered just like yours. I knew at that moment in time, we were now arriving. And we started building this program out, started building our real estate coaching, and started bringing on more and more clients to excel and show them how to have the same financial freedoms and enjoyment. See, anybody can rebuild. Doesn't matter where you're at right now. If I can do it, you can do it. The good news is that you have somebody like me to guide, direct, mentor, coach, and protect. See, I did it all alone and I was scared to death every day. I was nervous. Is it still going to profit out? Am I going to have to cut corners? What happens if the market crashes again? There was so much anxiety, and you're facing that now. You're facing that same anxiety because the deals are harder to find. There's more and more people getting into real estate, and you can't risk losing what you've built up. And I'm telling you, you don't ever have to go it alone ever again. And you shouldn't. Now, yes, there's a lot of real estate gurus out there. There's a lot of people They have courses and programs, all that, and that's fine and dandy. I'm not taking anything away from them. What I'm telling you is there's a specific reason why you're here right now tonight with me, because you've been asking for the right coach, the right mentor. And I'm going to tell you halfway through this, I'm going to tell you, I'm not here to sell you anything. I can promise you there is nothing to sell you, but there is a relationship to be established. I had to rebuild. I had to rebuild. There's three problems, thousands of investors, but the same story. See, you're seeing this every day. This is exactly the life you're living. The deals are harder to find. You can't underwrite them fast enough, and you can't figure out how to fund the deals once you find them. It's limited capital. The industry is tough. The market is shut down. Hard money lenders have really tightened up. They become institutionalized, which is one thing that bothers me. And so your underwriting guidelines are a lot stricter than they ever were. And your passive investors, they're just holding on because they don't have faith in the system. I'm going to show you tonight how to overcome all this. Find the deals, underwrite them quick, and have the capital at your beck and call. So I rebuilt a system that solves all three of those things. It's called the Legacy Real Estate AI program, the program that wraps around everything that you need and makes you an elite real estate investor. So in the next 45 minutes, and I'm going to go as fast as I can because it is late, you've got family, but you're here because you want more. So just bear with me. I'm going to teach you the Unshakable Investor Framework, the three-step system, three-step that I pulled out 30 years of watching this game and get and win and lose it time and time again. By the end of tonight, you'll know the three things that I pulled together over 30 years and how I was able to establish and grow and build and be able to sustain not only COVID, not only the interest rate hike situation, but even knowing now how to find deals that nobody even has a clue about. This is the Unshakable Investor Framework. So I want to know right now. I need to know right now. Are you ready? Are you serious? And is this something you're really interested in learning? Put a yes in the chat or no. Come on, I got the chat pulled up right now. Before I move on, put a yes. Let's go. Good, good. Heck yeah, good. Tonight, you're going to learn the Unshakable Investor Framework, the same system that I use to find off market properties, underwrite them immediately, speed of implementation, and then get capital begging to do your deal with you. So stay with me. Quick question before we go into this. How many of you are a little worried that I'm going to try to sell you something tonight? I need to know how many of you are saying, hey, this guy's going to sell me a course. He's going to sell me this. How many of you are worried about that? Go ahead and tell me. I'm thick skinned. Don't worry about it. Very worried. Me. And let me tell you this. Yeah, I'm not selling you anything. I absolutely promise you. I will never sell you anything. But I will tell you, I want to align with you. I want to guide direct. I want to mentor. And I want to make sure that you get everything you've ever wanted out of life. That's my goal. That's my purpose. Okay? And I expected that. And I'm going to be straightforward with you. Yes, I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse if you're serious about a transformation life. Now, I will tell you this. There's a lot of people on here that are really interested in an amazing life. They're really interested in financial freedom. They're really interested in having everything they're entitled to. There's a lot of people, probably out of the 200 that's on here, I'd say 199 of them say, I want all that. I want to have that. I've seen it. I've lived it, or I've seen somebody else live it. I'm extremely interested. But only 1% are committed. Only 1% are committed. And committed means I'll do whatever it takes if you can ensure that I will have success. I'm here to tell you in the next 30 minutes, I promise you, you'll have a transformation in your heart that says, this is what I've been looking for. This is the family. There's other coaches out there. There's hundreds of coaches. And it doesn't mean their programs are better or worse. Mine's better or worse. It doesn't have to do it. It has to do with alignment. When you get with somebody that knows what they're doing, has been there and done that, and truly cares about your success, not about your pocketbook, but about your success, and that alignment comes into play, you'll say, I'm in, let's go. You see, the committed people try to find a reason not to do it. Well, you know what? I got to take care of this first, or it's the timing's not right. That's fine because whatever you did last month, last year, is the same thing you're going to do next month and next year. And guess what? You're going to be in the same spot until you become committed. Nothing's going to change. And I'm absolutely positive about being committed to ensuring your success and profitability. Who's this for? This is a question I get all the time. Somebody who already knows about real estate and the path that it can take them to. Somebody who's probably done a deal or two and they're struggling. Maybe they want to do more deals and they can't scale, or they've done a deal and they've lost money because they didn't have the right guidance and direction. So many times out of the 13,000 clients we have, I would say half of them have done a deal and lost their shirt. And that's why they work with us, because they said, you know what? I didn't know that. I didn't even know to look at that. I didn't know to evaluate it that way. I didn't know what I didn't know. And now I do because I have you to protect and guide and direct. You are not trying to get rich overnight, but you're trying to stop losing money on the wrong deals. Again, half of our clients are that way. And you're tired of being the smartest person in the room or in your network, and you're just not making anything happen yet. That's who this is for. It's not for the person who's looking for magic. Hey, I'm going to get rich, a 3-day to a millionaire program. There is no hype. There's no fluff. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to make you a millionaire overnight. What I will tell you is I will change your mindset overnight and you will become a millionaire. That's what I will tell you. You'll change your mindset and you'll become a millionaire if you saddle up with me. There's no secret formula, no secret government list of off-market deals. I'm not going to sell you a bunch of crap. Not. Or treating real estate like a lottery ticket. That's what most people do. They just buy a property and hope that it pans out. This is not what this is about. My goal tonight is to make sure that you fully understand that this is a serious commitment from me to you about transforming your life and ensuring that you get everything you've ever wanted out of life. Financially, fulfillment, happiness, freedom, everything. Everything. You deserve it. And if I can do it, a guy from a dairy farm in Stillwell, Oklahoma, you can do it. The difference is now I'm here to ensure and make sure that there's no way you can fail. There's no way you can fail. I can promise you that. The 3 tools that change how you see every real estate deal for the rest of your career. That's what's going on tonight. Here's what we're going to be covering tonight. Secret number 1. 90% of the deals that are worth having are at the bottom of the iceberg. You know, we talk about the iceberg, you see just the very tip of it, and you think that thing's huge, but underneath it is really 90% of it. That's where the deals are that we're going to show you how to get to. Secret number 2, that you evaluate, underwrite, and determine in 90 seconds, 2 minutes, if this deal's right or wrong. You don't spend time analyzing, going back and forth. We remove all the emotion. Just remove it. It is fact, fact, fact. Go or no. Simple. And move on to the next one. And the secret number 3 is that the top 1% of real estate investors fund their deals without ever using a dollar of their own money. Other people's money is what I'm going to help you work with. The journey, that rebuild, those 30 years, none of this is yours. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to keep grinding it out like you've been doing it. There's an easier, simpler, better, happier path. And this is what we want to share with you tonight. You do not have to live the life that I lived, but you get to live the life that I'm living. You can now be a part of this. You can now have everything you've ever wanted. So there's 2 machines that are operating in real estate right now. There's just two machines, the old way and the new one. The old machine built back in forever ago was how 99% of all investors, and they're still using it, finding the deal online, MLS, realtor.com, Redfin, driving for dollars, whatever it is. Just time, time. And you're looking at the 5% of the good deals on the market, and so is everybody else. You have to understand everybody else is looking at that same 5%. Analyze taking too much time and going to a traditional lender or a bank. Oh my gosh, you got to cut that out. You got to cut that out. All this has got to go away. What we're going to show you is the new machine. The new machine that the top 1% are using, what we're using. I bought almost 300 units last year, 2 years ago. 300 units in 12 months and made almost $10 million in profit in 12 months. That is the truth. You can look it up. 300 units, 12 months, $7.5 to $9 million in equity profit. How much of that would you like to be doing? Off-market deals, sourcing to scale. AI-powered underwriting in 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And capital structure that closes in days instead of months. Here's what I will tell everybody on here. When you have the right deal, because it is tough to find the right deal, and you have a deal that math out to profit, capital will come find you. Our network, we were just on a call, a mastermind, and that's where the deals get funded. People jump in on your deals. People want to be a part of it because they are tired of looking. They just want to invest in money or invest their money and get a return. This is what we're sharing with you. See, there's not a skill gap. You guys are just as talented. It's just that there's a machine gap, a system gap. This is where you're missing out. Remember we talked about it? Here's secret number one. Secret number one, 95% iceberg where the best deals actually live is on that bottom half of that iceberg. 95% down there where nobody can see them, where nobody can find them. Everybody looks on Zillow, MLS, Redfin, online, get with a realtor. Every real estate investor that comes to me tells me they've been looking for deals for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I'm like, how have you been finding them? Well, I got this realtor who works with investors. Stop. And I got nothing against realtors. In fact, I have more realtors as a client today than I've ever had because of this program. It's too tough to find deals on MLS that have profit in them. It's just too thin. Interest rates are too high. Sellers are too greedy. And that's not where you want to be. And if there is a deal on realtor.com, MLS, Zillow over 5 days, that means it's a turd. It's a turd. So stop spending time on that. For every 100 profitable deals, 95 of them are completely invisible to everybody using MLS. This is where you can find the right deals. The iceberg, the 95% bottom of that thing is where you see the deals that everybody doesn't see, and you get in front of those for profit. The 4 categories of off-market deals. Let's talk about this. This is where we educate you, teach, coach, mentor, guide, and direct. Distressed ownership, number 1. Life events, divorce, death, change of jobs, multiple things. We're going to show you how to find those deals. Vacant and neglected is our gold mine. In fact, vacant and neglected is the goose laying the golden eggs. That is a sweet deal. And when you find them and you find the owners, holy cow, you own them. And then tired landlords, second best deal. There's so many deals where now baby boomers are saying, I'm done being a landlord. I'm tired of fixing toilets. I'm tired of fixing refrigerator leaks and dishwashers. I'm tired of this. I just want out. So I got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 properties. I'm just selling them. That's our gold mine. Category one, distressed ownership, pre foreclosure, notice of defaults, tax liens, city violations. These are the distressed owners, and they're about to get taxed out the end and lose their property. We get in front of them, we solve their problems, we get their properties very cheap. Category number two, life events, probate, person dies, divorce. We know they got to sell. There's always a squabble. Let's get it for cheap. Out of state owners. Out of state owners are the best in life events. They didn't even know their property was being destroyed. They didn't even know that they got these city violations of grass is too tall, weeds in the flower. A lot of times HOA violations. We fix this. Category number three, vacant and neglected. Again, I don't need to go into the details on that. This is the goose that lays the golden eggs. We're going to show you how to go get all these properties, how to find them, how to source them, how to evaluate them, how to underwrite them, how to make offers. Category number four, tired landlords. We just had a gentleman not 2 or 3 days ago said he bought a 24 unit complex because he was driving around, saw the owner outside of his building, stopped, said, "Hey, if you ever want to sell, I'm buying. I'd love to buy your property." About 6 months later, the guy said, "I'm ready to sell. I'm done." Bought the property. Sweet. Cheap. Lost. Didn't have to worry about any kind of realtor fees, any stuff. Saved closing costs, saved time, saved all the headache. These are the people you want to get in front of, and we can show you how to do that. The four categories, your screenshot, your homework right here. 95% of the profitable deals are in this group right here. So that's secret number one, these deals. Okay? We know that the hedge funds already figured this out, but do you have time to spend 20, 30, 40 hours a week? See, the hedge funds have teams. They have people analyzing, doing all this stuff. I'm going to show you, you don't have to have that. Because here's the other thing that you have to understand. Having 50 leads in your pipeline doesn't help you if you can't evaluate and close on them. They're just going to go to waste, or somebody's going to come behind you and scoop them up. If it takes you 3 or 4 or 5 weeks to go through 50 deals to find the one that works, and then you go to make an offer and you find out, how many times have you gone to make an offer and found out, well, it's already in contract? Every time. Every time. See, it's taken too long. Speed of implementation. Be able to evaluate 50 deals in less than 2 minutes. Make your offer within 5. That's what we want to share with you. Secret number 2, 90 seconds underwriting framework. How to kill a bad deal and lock onto a good deal. How to kill a bad deal, lock onto a good deal, and do it under 2 minutes. This is the system in the program that we're going to show you. I don't even want to go through spreadsheets. Spreadsheets make my head hurt. Spreadsheets make my head hurt. If you're analyzing, I got a spreadsheet for this, I got a spreadsheet for that, I got a column over here, they make my head hurt, and they should be making your head explode. It's not how you do it anymore. It's the old way. Well, I bought this AI tool, or I bought this analyzer, I bought this. Stop. Now you got 5, 6, 7 different screens, or 5, 6, 7 different programs. Guess what you also have? 5, 6, 7 subscriptions, 5, 6, 7 bills. And then you don't have any way of consolidating it. And something's going to get missed, and you're going to lose money. Speed is your answer. Winners decide in 90 seconds. Every 90 seconds, you can decide whether it's a bad deal or it's a good deal. But when you decide it's a bad deal, it allows you now to move on to the next one instantly. And that's what you want. The 5-check underwriting framework. I want you guys to write this down right here. This is the secret sauce to ensure and guarantee that you have the right deal and you're going to have profit every time. Number 1, in our system, the ARV comes up instantly. Number 2, it'll build out a 70% rule strategy. It also calculates your rehab. It gives you the timeline of exit, and it builds through a walk-away number so you know exactly where you're going to be when it's all said and done. Check number 1, the ARV anchor. 30 seconds. It's going to run 3 comps that's been sold, not listed, not Zillow valued or Zestimated, I guess it is. It's sold comps done in the last 6 months in that half-mile radius in that subdivision. And it's going to mirror your property. Same bedroom, same bathrooms, similar square footage, same age, and also show that this house as a comp was rehabbed also, not a new construction, not these deductions and all this that your realtor saying, well, this builder came in here and built all these houses and they're selling for 550, so your house should easily go for 400. No. See, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You can't do deductions. You can't do additions. Appraisers do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Banks do that. You don't. You know your numbers with absolution. Use the medium, not the average, and your ARV if your ARV differs from the realtor, from Zillow, from realtor.com and all that, one of you's wrong. One of you's wrong. 99% of the time, it's them. Our system pretty much does a triple check on that. Checkpoint number 2, 70% rule plus rehab buffer. You need to make sure that your numbers are accurate. There's 3 things you have to understand in every property you buy. There's the after repair value, retail sales price. There's the rehab, and there's the purchase price. Of these 3, you cannot control the after repair valuation. You cannot. The market tells us what's the property worth. You cannot manipulate that. You cannot let a realtor dictate that, a BPO, throw that out the window. You need to know beyond a shadow of a doubt what is the absolute worst that this property will sell for. You can't control it. The market does. But the other 2 you can, the rehab and the purchase price. And when you start putting these numbers into our system, it will tell you whether this is a dud or whether it's a diamond. And that's what you want to know. Absolution. We remove the fear, we remove the anxiety, and we remove the emotion. You want to be able to bank on absolute success. And if I told you, hey, John, hey, David, hey, Dennis, this deal right here, it's an absolute. If you went to the horses, if you bet on horses, you bet on the ponies, whatever, and somebody said, hey, this guy, I got an inside track, this horse is going to win, put 200 on this to win, show a place, whatever, and you felt confident in that, you wouldn't hesitate. If it's a good resource, if it's a trusted person, and you felt their information was accurate, you would do it. Who wouldn't? I'm telling you, through our program, through our system, through our coaching and our mentorship, it's the same thing. We're going to tell you, this is one you put your money on. This is one you run from. We're going to guarantee and ensure your money's protected. Your success is in line with your vision and your goal. Check number 3, rehab tier classification, less than 20 seconds. I can analyze any property and tell you what the scope of work looks like, what that's going to look, what that's going to cost, and what's got to be done. And it will print out a detailed line item of those costs. Doesn't just give you a round number of 75,000, 80,000. It breaks it down to each line item, what that line item cost, and it allows you then to walk it with your contractor to validate and confirm that the numbers are accurate and that your contractor can perform according to your request. Your contractor, as I said early, makes or breaks your deals. You having the numbers up front, not waiting for him to come to you and say, hey, I can do this for 45, 60, whatever, and then doing change orders throughout because he missed stuff, that's ridiculous. We don't do business that way here at the Unshakable Investor. We tell the contractor, here's our scope of work. I need you to walk it. I need you to confirm that you can do it at this price. If not, I got another guy ready to go. I'm giving you first right of refusal. So I want you to understand that this system ensures and guarantees protection. Okay? Check number 4, the exit timeline. We need to make sure that the market is right in that neighborhood to be able to move this property in a timely manner. You don't want to be carrying it unless you're doing long-term rentals. That's a different story. But what we're talking about are rehabs. Okay? Checkpoint number 5, what is my bottom line that I'm going to walk away from the deal? This is a full analyzing of the situation of the property from beginning to end. And this is all done inside 2 minutes. See, the framework is not the bottleneck. It's your confidence. When you don't know for sure, when you have questions, when you're putting your last 20, $30,000 into a property, you're scared to death. You're nervous. So therefore you're analyzing, talking to a contractor, confirming with a realtor. You're talking to your neighbor, you're talking to your spouse, you're just over analyzing, and that's the bottleneck because you don't have absolution. You don't have anything to protect you. There's no safety net. Our framework gives you that safety net. And then secret number three, the capital. Just like I told you, you find the right deal, you have the knowledge education to ensure and guarantee that it's the right deal, you have all the confidence in the world. I validate it, I guarantee you the capital will come running. And you don't have to use your own. There's so many people out there that want to partner up, that want to grow and build. They're tired of doing what you're doing, searching for deals. And so they're looking for the opportunity to invest their money and be a passive investor and get a solid ROI. This is where we come in. The top 1% do not have 10 times the capital, but they do 10 times the deals. They understand how capital works. They know which capital sources and which deals it goes with, and they have all three of these sources lined up ready to go. Every deal has a capital source lined up ready to go the minute you put it under contract. The capital triangle is a hard money lender. We saw a couple on the deal here. We are a hard money lender. It's one of the things that I've done for the last 12 years. As I mentioned, we were Private Lender of the Year, which is a national award. You have private money, which are, like I said, you come into our mastermind course, our program, Thursday at 4:30. You bring the deal in, we'll evaluate it. And if we like the deal, we'll say, hey, let's get together. We maybe have a couple people that want to partner with you on this. And guess what? That saves you closing costs. It saves time. It expedites the deal so you can churn and burn more and more. And then you have the partnership capital. There's so many different ways that you can now fund these deals that we're going to help guide and direct you for. Hard money lender, we talked about that. Private money, talked about that. The friend, family, professional framework, a friend with cash sitting on the bank, just earning nickels and dimes. So many people are so sick of the CD rates, the savings account rates. They're saying, hey, if you can get me 8, 9, 10% of my money, I'm in. Just make sure it's a solid deal. That's your friends. That's your family. That's your immediate network. So many people have their retirement fund and they know that it's not enough money for as long as they're going to live, and they need to expand, grow, and develop it. And they know that real estate is a safe asset. And then the professional doctor dentists, these are the people that are on our network. They're high net worth individuals that are absolutely ecstatic when a deal comes in and says that, hey, here's what we're going to do. Here's what our purchase price, here's our rehab, here's my experience, here's the ARV, here's our net when it's all said and done. And therefore, they're like, let's do it. And once you do one deal, they're now liquidating everything else they got to make sure you do 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 deals. They love it. Okay. See, it's one of those things. The real challenge that we face is what happens when you have a live deal, you're ready, and you need capital fast, and you can't get it, and the deal dies. So many times I've had people come to me and say, hey, I got to close this deal tomorrow. I've had it under contract for 30, 45 days, but I can't close. I don't have the capital. I don't have the funds. I don't have the lending. You can't do it that fast. You got to have this lined up ready to go. See, the people that are growing in real estate have the one thing in common. They have a room they can walk into, like our mastermind. They can bring that deal in and get it funded instantly, just like that. And once one deal's done, the word gets around, every deal gets done. People are jumping in it, ready to rock and roll. This is the Unshakable Investor Framework. These three things one framework, your success, your life being transformed forever. Here they are recapped. 95% of the deals are in that hidden iceberg underneath the surface where nobody's looking. You underwrite, evaluate, and determine in 90 seconds whether it's a deal or a dud. And then you have that capital stack ready to rock and roll. It used to be hard. I'm sure you're all tired of beating your head against the wall. Not anymore. The quick question in the room is drop a yes in the chat if this is true or not. Do you want to find off market deals that nobody else in the market knows about? Yes or no? Come on, let's go. Heck yeah, exactly. See, you guys get it. This is an educated group, Nick. It's a very educated group. Are you tired of losing deals to investors who move faster with better tools? Let me ask you that. Are you tired of finding a deal and calling your realtor or calling your wholesaler and say, hey, I want to go ahead and put a discount on the contract? Oh, it's already gone. Exactly. See, they got the tools, they got the resources. They're churning and burning, and you're missing out. See, it's all about the systems. It's about the understanding. Analysis paralysis. That's right, Ed. And Ed hit it right on the head. Analysis paralysis is because of lack of confidence, lack of understanding, lack of education, lack of systems. And this is what we want to present to you today. If you follow the framework, the real estate investing stops being random and starts being predictable. When you can absolutely put a spreadsheet together and say, in the next 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, here's how many deals I'm going to do. And here's my average profitability on each deal. So here's my year end. This is what this system will do for you. What actually stopping you right now, as we talked about, are you interested or are you committed? This is it right here. What actually stopping you right now? I don't know how to find the right deals. I get it. I don't have confidence to pull the trigger when I do find one. And it's because you don't know if it's the right deal or not. You think it's the right deal, you believe it's the right deal, but you don't know with absolution. And you have this what if factor saying, what if? What if? And the fear is losing your money. This will work in any market. Absolutely, Timothy. I don't know how to fund a deal if I find it. We've already solved that problem. And I know what to do. I just need a system to make it faster. Absolutely. That is absolute. All right. Information alone won't save you. Knowing what to do and actually doing it are two different things. Okay? The problem isn't information. If anything, there's too much of it. You don't need more information. You don't need more motivation. You guys are on every YouTube, you're on every webinar, you're buying courses left and right. You don't need information and education. You need execution. You need guidance and direction. That's why I created the Legacy Investor Accelerator. It's built on all my years, all my deals, everything we've done right, everything we've done wrong. The Legacy Investor Accelerator is the absolute best system you can ever imagine having at your beck and call. Before this platform ever existed, you would be submitting 20 to 30 deals. We had a pilot student who was running 20 to 30 deals using the old manual process. He made 7 to 9 offers on the properties. 5 of them were accepted. He closed one and made $27,000. Before this system was built, he was using an old system that we gave him that we were running and building, and he still had this much success. Inside 120 days, he submitted 20 to 30 deals. He evaluated 20 to 30 deals. He made offers on, I think, 8 or 9. 5 of them were accepted, closed, funded, and rehabbed and sold, and made $27,000 on that one, and he's still running. If he continues the remaining five, he'll make over $150,000 this year just on those five that he did in the first 30, 45 days on our old system. If he had this system, he'd be submitting 20, 30 deals a day. This works for all types of investors. It doesn't matter if you have a job and you can only do this part time and you're wanting to get rid of that job. You've done one or two or three deals or more. You're a pretty solid, confident beginner that's willing to learn, listen, be coached. You're a landlord that says, you know what, I'm ready to build and grow my portfolio. I just don't know how. This works for all levels of investors. Thanks, Ed. Information is empowering. The only thing stopping you is a machine that you're using. Okay? Here's what you're going to be getting. Number one, you're going to be getting direct one-on-one coaching with me. And here's what I will tell you. I don't know if you've bought other programs. I don't know if you've had other coaches. I don't know what else you've done. But here's what I will tell you. If you've bought another coaching program with a guru, the probability of you ever talking to that person is slim to none. I would say 97% of the time, you never talk to the guru, the Grant Cardone, the Tony Robbins, the Pace Morby, the Ed Miletts. You don't talk to them because they're too far removed. Here's what is so unique and awesome about this. You talk directly to me. On our mastermind that we just had, I have people that we weren't able to evaluate their deals. I said, book a call. We'll go through them tomorrow. You and I will go through the deals, not you and my team. You and I. I have my team to help put out the small fires, but when it comes down to making money and absolution of the deal, you're going to work directly with me to make sure there is a sound safety net to protect you. Weekly Thursday live mastermind calls to bring the deal to the table, to get it funded, to get it worked with other partners. And then we have our Monday morning inspirational, I'm going to transform your life. Okay? You get me one-on-one. And normally this is a $10,000 package. To get a one-on-one series with me runs about $10,000, but we are not going to do that. We are rolling this out for you guys that are here tonight to make sure that you get this tool in your hands immediately. Okay? And I can tell you this. I like this slide right here. You give me 45 days, and I promise you this, your life will be transformed. You put into this everything we ask you to do. You go through the systems, you go through the courses, you go through the training, you get on the calls with me. In 45 days, you will never look back. We give you so many tools, so many resources, it's unbelievable. You get access to our funds. As a direct hard money lender, I'm not a broker. We lend our own money out. So when you bring a deal in, we're already going to be there to show you what we can do on the funding side and what those terms look like and how that profitability maths out. Grant Cardone won't do that. Ed Milet doesn't do that. Pace Morby doesn't do that. Nobody does that, but we do. We want to make sure you're set up for success on day one. One-on-one calls with me. You get the Monday morning ignite. You get the Thursday mastermind. You get the AI tools. You get the whole package. And this is usually around a $12,000 deal that we're talking about.